Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ohio State Calling Show here at Ohio State, the voice of college football. I'm your host, Garrison Gaddy, as always, on a Monday and Thursday. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not already. If you would also like to see the rest of the content that we have here at the voice of college football, make sure to visit us at www.vocfb.com, where you can check out the weekly schedule of our show and other channels, and also see the latest of what our football journalists and writers send to you, keeping you up to date with what's going on around college football. Well, everybody, we're getting close here to the game on Saturday, 7:30, of course, on NBC Peacock versus the Bruins of UCLA. I have just a few last thoughts on that. Coming off of Monday, I am really interested to see this game with Nico because I don't believe him to be the same quarterback from last season. I always give the players the benefit of the doubt when it comes to on a year-to-year basis of getting better, and I think that he has done that this season. And by the way, everybody, if you would like to call in, the link is in the chat for you to go in there, call up, talk about whatever you want to talk about, what it has to do with Ohio State, anything that Ryan Day said. I have a few points from Ryan Day's press conference, if anybody didn't see it, of a few important things. I thought there was a lot of good stuff that he talked about in his press conference this week on yesterday. And also, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in there. I'll answer them, talk about them. Any topics you guys want to talk about, lay it all out there in the chat, and make sure that we'll get to it. Make sure we talk about it, and because this is your show, and you also are the voice of college football. But I saw it was an awesome question I saw on X the other day, and the question was, of all the quarterbacks Ohio State has faced this season, where would you rank Nico? I'm a believer, or what I say, I'm not a believer. And I think I'll probably go around third. You look at some of the quarterbacks Ohio State has faced this season. First, I'll start with Arch Manning because you played him, and I'm not sitting here saying that Arch Manning is one of the greatest things ever. He's the best quarterback in college football, but that's just what it is on the Ohio State schedule. Do I think Nico's better than him? Maybe, maybe not. Parker Navarro from Ohio, I would say Nico's better than Parker. He's more talented than him also. Of course, Demond Williams, I don't think he's better than Demond. What's his name from Illinois? He's not better than him. Oh, Luke Altmaier. Luke Altmaier is better than Nico. So, I think after that, I'll say him, then Demond, and then I would say it's probably Nico. And I'm really excited to see what it looks like. I also hope that they choose to let both teams wear their home jerseys. I think like seeing that scarlet and gray on the field, like that bright red with silt, with gray and silver, whichever you want to call it. And then along with, you got that baby blue with the gold up of the Bruins. That'd be nice. That'd be really cool. I think that it pays ode to the past, to the history of this game, and that it just be really cool. I think for the fans and for both programs. Well, let's get started here, everybody. I got our first caller here, my guy, Thunder Redmond. Tim, man, what's going on? I haven't talked to you in a while. How you been?
Good.
Anything
I
new?
watched that Purdue game, and
Yeah.
that game was kind of confusing because we saw Cardinal take, he warmed up in practice. Then after that, he did not play at all
Mhm.
except for one drive. And Ryan Day said in his press conference for right for right now, we don't know will he be playing this week, next week, or
Mhm.
they might be resting him up for the big game, but we just don't know what's going on with him. Like, he was a last minute sit outs, and sometimes last minute sit outs might not be that good. But what's your take on it?
Yeah, it was. It was funny, Tim, when everyone clearly noticed that Cardinal Tate wasn't on the field. it was just hysteria around Buckeye Nation. A lot of people started getting scared. But then, like I saw when they showed him smiling and laughing on the sideline right away. I said, okay, he should be fine, man. I'm not really worried about it. And I mean, I think probably what happened was that in warmups, he probably, they said he felt some tightness. That's what it was. So if you feel some tightness, you don't feel like you're 100 ready to go, and we're getting late into the season. It's now November when you have to play your best football. I think it was smart of Ryan Day and the staff to take precaution the same way they did for our offensive lineman. I have no problem with that. I thought it was a good idea.
This 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 Wolverine and Buckeye channel, this Buckeye fan, he said on their channel that he said that there was some signs where they looked beatable on the defense. Well, but they were giving up some decent yards to Purdue, but when they got close to the end zone or the end zone or close to just to kicking a field goal, they didn't capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State's had
Purdue,
Purdue.
yeah,
Purdue's not good enough.
yeah.
They got the 10 points. I mean, they garbage time touchdown. But no, I'll tell you what, Tim.
That pick, that Jim, that pick,
Julian threw.
that. Do you think if Carter Tate was out there that could have been avoided?
No, that pick happened because Julian made a stupid decision, and it's okay. I honestly, I can probably count his dumb decisions on one hand, and I don't think I will get to five, maybe not even four. That was a stupid decision, and sometimes, and I'll tell you what, actually, and it's funny you say that, Tim, because I'll read this to you real quick because this is actually my notes. Ryan Day was talking about Ryan Day said that he now understands how Julian's mind works. And he said that interception was not a time to just start barking at him. He said there's time to do so, but he says you don't want to do that too much because then guys get gun shy. You don't want your quarterback to get gun shy, but Julian also has to know that you can't throw that pass. That was a wild pass.
Now, what's up with the play caller and Ryan Day? They rotating four running backs in and out. What's up with that? That looked it weird.
I'm okay with it, Tim. And,
We know that Donaldson he he better going going out of the red zone and going into the red zone, but in between the 20s, he tried it a long time ago, and he
mhm.
got replaced with Lamar Bo Jackson.
Yeah.
What made them start? They started the U.S. more because of the people Jones. He wasn't really performing that well.
No, I mean the running backs as a whole have been doing better over the last 2 weeks. I've been pointing out to a lot of people, in the first four conference games of the Big Ten schedule, Ohio State was averaging 121 and a half rushing yards per game, and over the last few weeks, you go to 164, and then you went up to 170. And everyone has contributed in their own way. I mean, you got CJ at the goal line, you got Bo and Isaiah West out there just being the bell cows
I
to
know your
fresh running
defense
backs.
they haven't faced Michigan, but had they faced another team that averaging over 225 yards per carry because that's how much Michigan is averaging on the ground.
Yeah.
220 yards per carry, and that is a top 10 run game. Are you nervous about that?
Am I nervous about your guys' run game?
Mm.
I wouldn't say I'm nervous. I respect your run game. I respect it, but it doesn't make me nervous. If there was one run game that made me nervous, it would be Oregon's. Or I think Oregon has the best run game in college football. Denver, Georgia. I think Oregon's run game is like led by their offensive line, moving bodies, and you have running backs who know what to do when the ball gets in their hand. Like they make a lot of guys miss. I think that for Georgia, their offensive line isn't as good as at run blocking, but those running backs are really, really good, and they got to make guys miss. I think for Ohio State, their problem has been that the offensive line has been getting pushed, but the running backs have not made guys miss.
Would you
That's specific
expecting
of
the
the offense.
Michigan State to get that hammer?
Um, no, because I don't think I think that everything was warranted except
They gotta choose.
vacate win.
The
They should. I don't think they should have vacated wins. That was a bit too
uh,
far. But
but what
but
about that bowl game? Are they going to vacate the Peach Bowl with Mel Tucker? Are they going to vacate that win?
from 2021,
Mm-hmm.
no, the whole season from 2021 stands. So that
Uh
means that game that K when K9 went off on y'all, that game will never leave history.
uh
But shoot, you got anything left, man? I'll get to the next callers.
yes. Yeah. Yes. Who do you? But do you think that they going to knock they self out of the Big Ten race? USC and Oregon.
Ask me that one more time.
But do you think that they going to knock they self out of the race for to play in the Lucas Oil Stadium USC in Oregon? Because
Uh,
so they got
yeah,
some tough games coming up.
I think that USC Oregon game is essentially a playoff game. I think that, and I'm gonna be honest with you.
And they telling Oregon do not overlook the Minnesota for USC, and that they also telling USC to do not overlook Iowa they both got a track game, and they both could lose, but
Yeah, and honestly, I mean, before we even talk about, I mean, I'm not a USC or Oregon fan, so who cares? But that USC has a big game this week. They gotta play Iowa,
yeah,
so
Iowa team that almost beat Oregon. They had the last minute comeback. Oregon,
that was a crazy game, Tim. I thought the Big Ten was on full
Indiana,
display.
they got exposed by Penn State, and they
No, they
came
didn't.
back
No,
and won.
I don't think they got exposed.
Uh,
Penn State still has more talent than Indiana.
yeah,
They're just not a better team. And, on a week to week, you got a bunch of guys. You got and mind you, everyone in the Big Ten, no one is like shocked by Indiana. Indiana's getting everybody's best shot. And you went into Happy Valley. They are fighting for something. They're fighting for something bigger than wins. They're fighting for pride. And so, no, I thought that even though I thought some of the things that came after that Indiana Penn State game were kind of ridiculous, I think that win for Penn State was huge.
if there's a wide receiver coach, you think that might be good to replace Hartline if he got some offers from other schools now,
Mhm.
LSU and some other schools. They trying to snatch him up.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer this to. I gotta let you go. Ohio State got receivers before Brian Hartline, and Ohio State will get receivers after him. That's the fact. We will always have receivers, man. But Tim, bro, thank you for calling in, man. It was good to see you. I haven't talked to you in a while. Everything in life good?
Yeah, you
Glad
be
to
at
hear
the
that.
the game on Saturday, the Michigan one.
Say again.
You be at Ohio State, find a road game, their last
Yeah,
road game.
yeah. I'll be in Ann Arbor. I'll be there.
Me too.
Hey man, hey, you know what? Well, I'll get. I'm gonna find a way to get in touch with you, man. But you have a good night, all right, Tim?
Oh, all right.
Peace, man. No, man. Shout out to Big Tim, man. That's a good guy right there. That's a good guy. Well, before we continue, everybody, quick message here from the voice of college football.
College football is even more exciting when you've got some action on the line, and the games are even better when you're cashing in. And the voice of college football is the place to be to get the greatest value. Start with my picks: 75% against the money line, 58% against the spread, and I've got a 40-plus year track record. 11-0 in the college football playoff for me last year against the money line, 8-3 against the spread. And I'm just the warm-up act. Steve Merrill of Wager Talk is our ace in the hole, show stopper. 7 years with the voice of college football, over 30 years in the industry. Steve gives us analysis on all the big games, but you can't miss Steve's weekly under-the-radar pick. 28-12 against the spread the last 3 years. You also get picks from some of our top analysts here at the Voice of College Football, including Corey Bratta, Matt Zemek, and Steve Dace. Check out those numbers. Become a YouTube or Patreon member for just $99 per month. Go to the main channel on YouTube, click join, and then select a betting tier. Do the same thing on Patreon. Make 2025 a winner now.
All right, before we get to our next caller here, a few things I want to point out quick. Shout out to Aaron. He says UCLA is a solid team. I agree. I thought that beginning of the year it was very clear that they did look like the worst team in Power 4 the first few weeks of the season. Of course, they were struggling to win games, but then I thought after that 3-game win streak they had, I thought that the conversation surrounding UCLA should have changed, and a lot of that was because of Nico. I'll be honest with you. Nico has been he is the that team sucks. That team sucks, but he's really good. He's pretty good. See, shout out my guy Johnny Odo Jr. He says they held out Cardinal Tate so J.J. Smith could stat pat for the Heisman. I would, you might have a point if I hadn't seen J.J. put up crazier stats before with Emeka Egbuka and Cardinal Tate on the same field. We don't have the stat pad for J.J. J.J. is the stat pad. But shout out to my guy Rob from Buckeye Battle Cry. Rob, how you doing, bro?
Doing good, man. Garrison, I saw that, it snowed last Sunday, and I was thinking, man, and then I saw that clip, Julian saying that Tennessee game was sitting on the bench, ice cold, and just came out and threw that absolute just lame pass. You know what, dude? I think they should cancel the game, man. They shouldn't head up there. They should cancel it and just call it a day, man, because you know what? It's Ohio has never seen snow in their lives. But I can't believe that clip is seriously being put around when Julian Saint comes off the bench and literally like negative temperature in Columbus, that Tennessee game, and said this dude has a weak arm. Just like, what? That doesn't make sense, man. Just like the run game. You know what? They can concentrate on the run game all they want, because you know what? I don't think this year Ryan Day is going to play into the hand. I don't think he is. I think he's going to play. Yeah. He's going to finally play to his team's strengths and not try to be something that they're not. Because it's obvious that the run game is not their bread and butter. Their run game, their bread and butter is, Julian Saint's efficiency as a quarterback, yes, being able to navigate the pocket. And, they're literally the second most efficient team in college football on third down because of Julian Saint, because he can make any throw. And their defense absolutely smothers teams and gets their offense more possessions. We've had this conversation, but all I'm saying is, like, November 29th can't come soon enough. I'm looking forward to it. And honestly, I was looking at tickets on Facebook Marketplace. The student section is all there is. I almost did it, but I don't know if I can, man. That'd just be kind of weird, dude. Just a lone Buckeye sitting in the Wolverine student section.
You would definitely be on TV. You would definitely get on TV. There'd be no way they couldn't get you on television there. They get a shot of that. No, I'll tell you what, and I think what doesn't get enough credit, what doesn't get enough credit, Rob, is our running back. Like, say what you want about, outside of Isaiah West and Bo Jackson, I think that James Peoples has been better the last couple of weeks. But say what you want about like James Peoples and CJ Donaldson. Well, those two are very good at being receiving running backs.
Yeah.
And I think that though some of the run game is somewhat masqueraded to an extent over the season, most of the season, and because of the struggles that they've had, specifically those two. You can use the screen game and use the running back swings as an extension of the run game. That's what they are. And I think they do a good job of utilizing them in that aspect. And then also, they can get downfield. Of course, CJ Donaldson has receiving skills, tight end coming out of high school. I think that, Julian's ability to just get through his reads so fast and check down when he needs to. That's kind of an extension of it, but all it does is it continues to change. It moves the chains. It continues drives.
That's what I'm saying, man.
And that's what makes Julian so elite. Shout out to Mike Valenti. I think Mike is he's my favorite probably radio personality in sports ever. I was listening to him today. He was saying that none of these quarterbacks or players this year really are good Heisman candidates. I'm like, man, that's crazy. You got to think about Julian Sands. He's on pace to break a college record in his first season starting, and it's not an easy one. It's the completion percentage.
Yeah,
and there's a chance he's going to crush it because he's crushing it right now. So it's I don't know. I do think that I don't know if you call it, but Chris, Drew, and I on Monday we were talking about like Buckeye fatigue. I think a lot of people have it, and I think for us Ohio State fans, man, all we can do, we can look for it if we want to. We're not on the field. I think come that game, bro. I don't think Ryan Day is gonna sit there and lollygag. And I don't think Brian Hartline is either. I think they're going to make a conscious effort to move that ball with the pass, and I'm okay with that. It was about, I think it was 2022. I settled into and I'm comfortable with it. I'm okay with it. I settled in with the fact that we're not an air raid team, but Ohio State's the passing program. And truth be told, we're always going to run the ball more than we pass it. But we've been that way for some time now. It ain't like after 2006 on. Ohio State likes to move the ball through the air. It's been that way. So
yeah.
No, man, I can't wait to see November 29th. I can't wait.
Yeah, another thing is that I think, dude, I saw enough tape, man. I still can't, I've been watching this one play over and over, the Purdue game, where Tager Shabola trying to pull out to the right with his hands up, acting like he's about to block someone. He just completely olays. He just whiffs. And you just see the disappointment in Tyler Bowen and Ryan Day, man. Why, how can you justify him starting anymore? The dude was a highly touted offensive lineman coming out of high school. He hasn't developed. But the thing is, I looked at the grades, and why isn't Padilla taking that spot?
Yeah. He was hurt last week, and Dave said that he expects him and Philip Daniels to have a full load this week of practice. Gabe Sickle, shout out to my guy, Coopersville, Michigan, West Michigan kid. He got in the game. But I'm not. Rob, did you hear? Did you watch the show on Monday?
No, I didn't get a chance to.
So I went on maybe a 2-minute rant about him without saying his name. I didn't want to say his name because I don't want to keep bashing the kid. Because at the end of the day, he is a Buckeye. I want the best for him.
Oh,
But this
trust
is
me, I do
big.
too.
But this is big time college football. And what you can't do is continuously, because at this point, like I've always, in my opinion, once you're in your junior year, that whatever how many stars you had, whatever you were in the composite, it goes through the window. It doesn't matter anymore what you were. What are you now? And he hasn't. I'll put it this way: he might not have regressed, but he damn sure didn't progress. And him not progressing is damn near the same as just regressing. I don't know. I'm not gonna. I don't want to be harsh on him, but it's hard to watch. And mostly, and like I'm still getting upset about what talking about this because I hate this. That play where James Peoples gets a screen and you see him, Montgomery, and Ian Moore out in front. And there is no Boilermaker within the TV screen. And then you see one just fly up and crack James Peoples, just flies past 7-7. And I said, that can't happen. That's how you
That was a touchdown.
It was, that's how you get guys who are like in the Navy, man. We always say when sailors don't follow like our code, our rules, that's when sailors die. When you don't do your job in football, it's 11 people out there, or 22 people out there, but 11 on your offense. One person can screw it all up. Yeah, Integra has been, and it's not like there hasn't been any good reps, but his bad reps are just.
Yeah,
it's like watching a bull mastiff take a shit. It's just.
Yeah, you know what this reminds me of? So it reminds me of when Tim Walton was brought in at first to fix the secondary because of the atrocity that Matt Barnes and Kerry Coombs left. It was just awful. I mean, that 2021 season, I saw the picture of Haskins jumping over the defense. Dude, we really had Hickman and Bryson Shaw in our secondary, and just like, so 2022 comes around, it's Tim Walton's, it's OG Walt's first year, and it's just like there's actually no, it was just a bad year as well.
Hey,
but
one second. Aaron, Tegra is big for nothing. He is big for nothing. He's like a bad BBL, bro. Just big for nothing. It's just. I see, Aaron, you're triggering me because I don't want to bash this kid. He's a young man. Like, he's not good. How about that? Let's just flat out say it. He's not good. He's not.
Yeah,
he is a hindrance to the team, and it's not nice to say, but if and I'm mostly mad, Rob, because coming out of the playoffs, I thought Tegra made a leap. I thought he played good in the playoffs, and I really wanted to get behind him and see him progress this season. So it's the fact that I feel led astray, man. I just all that. I don't know. Maybe he just needs another year.
What I was saying is that with the secondary, when OG Walt was brought in. It took some time to improve the sector because, dude, it was god awful, dude. It took some time. We saw a little bit in 2022. Then we really saw it in 23. Now we're really seeing it. It's gonna take some time for Tyler Bowen to bring in his own guys to get the development in. And I give it
Yep.
about another year or so until
What?
this offensive line really hits its peak.
Well, I'll tell you what. Speaking of you talking about Tyler Bowen getting his guys. I mean, you brought this earlier. You said this. Recruits are taking note of what Ryan Day and staff is building in Ohio State, and I agree. It's so cool because just to toot a horn for a second, Rob. During the offseason, we were a bunch of Ohio State fans were getting like really, really all pissy about the NIL situation and all of that, and Ross Bjork and Ryan Day and guys not spending money and all that. And then Ohio State had consolidated all their NIL for funding and things of that nature before everybody else did, which means that you knew what was coming down the pipeline and you prepared for it ahead of time. And I think Ohio State knows what they're doing here, and Rob, how usually Ohio State players recruits get flipped over the last few years. Now it's been flipped on now it's been flipped on the team's heads.
Yeah,
and it's cool to see, man. And by the way, one of them being Matt Wilhelm's son. I love that, which means we're getting old. But yeah.
Yeah, man. It's just, we were talking about this I think I came in here a couple weeks ago. I said, Garrison, when are recruits going to start taking note and seeing what Ryan Day and staff are doing up in Columbus, Ohio? Because it's really special, man. They are building a war machine, a juggernaut, just an elite program. And you know what? I'm telling you, like that. I hate to blame this. I hate to give credit. Actually, no, I'm not even giving credit. I'm just gonna say it. That Michigan loss and the playoff run in the national championship really was a big reset for Day and the staff and how they view things in terms of how to build an elite program that works and just not overthinking things. Day's just been the ultimate CEO. I mean, he's really grown, man. If you look at how he started out to where he is now, it's a complete 180. He's more aggressive. He's trusting in his staff. He looks absolutely chill on the sideline. Doesn't look like that. I guarantee you, sometimes he's dying on the inside now. But that negative, that negative demeanor is not rubbing off on his players. So Johnny said y'all needed that beat down.
You know what's funny? I heard this. I shout out to my guy Zeke. We were in this tourist X Space one day. I think it was yesterday. He was telling us this story about it was at the Minnesota game. And during the warm-ups, like this was when CJ Donaldson was still starting basically, and I guess they're like during the warm-up, CJ Donaldson ran like the wrong route, like twice in a row, just badly did it twice in a row. Ryan Day ran down the field, started cussing and yelling at Coach Loughlin and said, Bo is starting the game. he's a different guy, man. He's he's calm. I mean, I talked about it earlier. I mean, he chews Julian out, but he's very selective about when he has his crash outs. He's very selective.
Yeah, I feel like he's not in social media at all this season, like at all, man. I mean, I'm talking about like the 23 season where he called out Lou Holtz on national television, and then the 24 season where he was more than likely like, okay, we got to win the rushing battle with Michigan, and just plays in their hand, just loses the game, man. I mean, dude, you know what, man? He's kept this program afloat, dude. Kept them in contention each year. But with this type of job, dude, in the level Ohio State has been at, there's a learning curve, and he's completed the learning curve. I feel like this is peak Ryan Day Ohio State football, man. The best is yet to come. So
I love him, man. Yeah, he's again, I think everything about him is just awesome. I think he embodies what you want your head coach to look like. You want a guy who's able to he's able to build young men. He's able to coach. He's able to be chill, but at the same time, I do like my head coaches to be tyrants. I like dictators at head coach. That's what I like. You gotta be able to listen to your cabinet. But I want a guy that'll bang the table. And then also, I mean, Ryan Day talked about like the award stuff. And I love what he said. He said, it's not every year where Ryan Day lets all that social media stuff go on the page where they do Heisman talk for their players. Like they didn't even do that for CJ like that.
yeah.
And he said one of the big reasons why he's allowing that to happen this season is because guys understand that it's team first. And he said if I got he's like if I get the inkling that people were starting to do things for awards or feel more selfish, he said, then I would like what we see on like our social media for like Jeremiah and Julian and Arvell Reese and Sonny and Caleb. He said it wouldn't be there.
Yeah. I mean,
A tyrant.
yeah. Dude, freaking laser beams come out of his eyes. But dude, like the only funny thing about that Shabola clip is just the crash. Just the crash out by Day and Tyler Bowen.
My God.
You see Bowen put his hands in as
He just
over, and Day's like throws his hand. Like,
no, bro. It reminds me of like when the weekly Kyle McCord comes to the sideline and Ryan Day asks him, "What the F are you doing?" Like it's just, hey man.
But dude, like, oh, you do have a point, man, dude. Just the way that Ryan Day embraces Julian Sand and how Ryan Day embraced Kyle McCord. Kyle McCord is literally he was the redheaded stepchild, dude. I'm just gonna put it that
It
way, man.
is. He's Todd Beckman.
I mean, that's what happens when you throw 10 feet over Traven Henderson's head in the flats. That's what happens, man.
And what's funny is there's a lot of people said that Kyle McCord is gonna be better than Julian Sand.
I want people to I really don't think, because I did a video on this. I really don't think people really looked at Kyle McCord's one season at Ohio State, and it was basically Traven Henderson carried that offense. I'm telling you, man, he carried that offense from Notre Dame all the way up until the Michigan game. And it's true though. Go look at his passing yards and his rushing yards, dude. He was doing 200 all-purpose yards. We're talking about Minnesota, Wisconsin, Rutgers, and Kyle McCord was throwing below 65%. He threw two interceptions in the Rutgers game. I remember I was watching the Wisconsin game up in Hocking Hills in Ohio with my wife. And I'm just like, dude, I'm down with Kyle McCord, man. He's getting worse as the season goes on. But dude, wait, who actually said that Kyle McCord was going to be better? That's better than Julius Sand?
I heard it from a lot of Wolverine fans. So I can't even pin it to one person. It was multiple conversations I had, and I didn't get it because it was almost like people forgot that Julian was the number one quarterback in his class.
Here it is, man. I don't understand that reasoning, because the only thing that Kyle McCord has is a deep ball. Anything like 20.
I don't think he has a deep ball. I remember that pass. There's a pass that's like stuck in my brain, and I forget who it was against. And Marvin Harrison Jr. beats double coverage, and Kyle McCord throws it. It's been like a 50-yard throw, and it just sails in the air to where Marvin has to come back for it, and instead of a touchdown, it was just a big gain. I wish I wish I remember who that pass was against, but it pissed me off because it was a touchdown.
Yeah,
I thought he had. I love Kyle. I loved him, but I think he had a noodle. I don't think he does anything better than Julian Sand. I don't.
it's a mental thing, man. That's
Mhm.
that's all I can. Because dude, anything like 20 yards or less, it was just awful, man. Throwing
Yeah.
behind his receivers. I really think Marvin Harrison Jr. was fed up that Michigan game where he literally that first interception where Will Howard picked it off, took it back to the 5-yard line. Dude, that was like that was like literally way behind him. Literally
Right.
You're supposed to throw it what? The inside to him. You throw it the outside where, Will Johnson's kind of playing off him a bit.
Mhm.
You throw it like right to him. I think he was done after that, dude. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like I said, man, there's a reason why Ryan Day wouldn't just give him that position. Let me ask you about a few things.
Yeah.
This is just some from actually, Rap. What do you think about the whole Big Ten deal and USC and the Wolverines not want to be a part of it?
Could you give me a little recap on the deal?
Yeah, so I think I have. Yeah, so I'll read this to you. These are the notes I have on it. So I'll read to everybody else because I think it's a good conversation. I actually want to talk about this. So it says it's not for sure yet, but the Big Ten is looking at holding a vote in 2 weeks to move forward with a 20-year, $2.4 billion deal with the California Pension Fund without all schools, which would be the first time this ever happened. Any type of deal like this. 16 of the 18 schools are with it, all except for the University of Michigan and of University of Southern California. So it says UC Investments is proposing to, and it's straight from the article, is proposing to buy a 10% stake in the league's new business offshoot, Big Ten Enterprises, at a $2.4 billion cost. The deal with the Big Ten not only would infuse those billions in upfront payments to schools, an average of $135 million a school, but it requires an extension of the grant rights and the establishment of a for-profit business subsidiary, Big Ten Enterprises, and the creation of future uneven distribution of league revenues. And basically, I'll read this point because I think that last part really gets to why USC doesn't want it. That's what I was telling you. So USC doesn't want to join that deal because they think that they think schools like Penn State, Ohio State, Michigan will get more money than they will. Now, this is where I would push back on USC. Do you know where USC ranks in the Big Ten in terms of revenue from football?
Due to their current, I'm gonna have to say top 5.
11th.
11. That's surprising.
These are the programs ahead of USC in revenue: Ohio State, the Wolverines, Penn State, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Washington, Oregon, Iowa, Michigan State, Minnesota, Oregon.
I mean,
All
some of those teams don't even make sense.
Big Ten money. you got to remember though, because USC and Oregon still aren't fully being compensated like the rest of the Big Ten is right now.
Yeah. That's true, man. But I could see I could see why USC, because they're already getting the short end of the deal right now. So they're
I think the Wolverines has more to do with not. I'm not here. Say what you're gonna say.
I was just saying, like, they're getting the short end. USC's getting the short end of the deal now. I mean, who's to say they won't get short at the end of the deal if they go in the new deal, man? It seems inevitable.
And I'm going to read this to you because this is some of the most pussyfoot, sugar sweet stuff you will read. And it's just, amazing to me. The arrogance of this program and institution, your institution. It says, in public comments made last month, University of Michigan trustees described the deal as a payday loan and called it an unnecessary step and a bailout for those Big Ten schools that have mismanaged their finances. That what you me tell you what that sounds like? That sounds like you are afraid of other teams in your pro. And shout out to my guy TJ, running for the Wolverines channel here at Voice College Football. He said this, and I think he makes my point. TJ said that why does Michigan want the rest of the conference to get better? Well, I'm sorry. Are you afraid of competition? I what this does is that it pushes the Big Ten over the top. This is how you make this. This is how you make the conference better. You infuse money, and if we are going to sit here and call college football a business, then let it be a business.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it definitely is a business, dude. I mean, every aspect of it, just TV deals, and now the players are getting in on it, dude. And with recruiting and NIL, it is a business, man. I mean, these high school students have agents now.
Yeah,
like it's a business. I don't care how else you put it. There's no other way around it.
I don't think. Listen, man, if you're a Wolverine fan, you have no leg to stand on, knowing you haven't got a return on investment on your investment at quarterback. That ROI is down the shitter right now. So I love Bryce, but that's some bad ROI. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
If anything,
shout out to Minnie. I'm so happy Minnie said this on Monday on with TJ, because I've heard this excuse from a lot of Wolverine fans, and Minnie set the record straight. When you're this far into the season and you have started this many games, you are no longer a freshman. You're not.
Yeah,
you're not a freshman. That Julian, he ain't a freshman anymore. He ain't a redshirt freshman anymore. That boy's a senior.
He's playing like a senior.
That's an NFL football player.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, just like.
But Johnny, you can't even tell me why the deal's bad. You can't even tell me why the deal. If Michigan's, I'm sorry, Rob. If Michigan's reason for it being a bad deal is because it bails out, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like all the idiots that when they talk about the recent currency switch that the USA just did, they think, oh, you're just bailing out another country. No, what it does is that, man, you make money off of that. That's what that is. It's not a bailout. No real person can tell me why this is bad. No one can.
Here's the thing, Garrison. I see a lot of Michigan fans touting the Big Ten over the SEC, saying, look who have been the last national champions, and now they don't want a deal that could potentially make the Big Ten better.
Yeah.
What in the backwards? I don't even know, man.
Jam. One second. She says, I don't like the deal either. We should go independent too. We make more money and wouldn't have to carry the Rutgers and lower teams. And Jam, this isn't for you, but this is for everybody else, because this is like, one, Ohio State should not go independent. Two, we as Buckeye fans, we can't scream from the top of the mountain to Notre Dame fans telling, because Rob, have Michigan and Ohio State fans been telling Notre Dame people that they need to join a conference for the better part of 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
Yes, we've been doing that. We can't then come on the other side of it and say, oh, we should be independent. You that's no. I nope. Can't allow it. That's hypocritical. That's hypocritical. We've literally been saying that they need to join a conference. Everybody and their mama for the last 2 years have been saying, oh, well, if Notre Dame wants to make the 12-team playoff, they need to join a conference because they don't play a conference championship game. And I like being in a conference. Call me old. You know what, Jam? Call me old school. I'm the old man on the front lawn. That's what I am.
Yeah, even though I could see conference championship games being wiped out in the next 2-3 years.
I think I'll tell you what, Rob. I wouldn't be mad at Ohio State for taking the NFL model. I wouldn't one bit.
Yeah.
You play your 12 games. No, you don't have conference You don't have a conference championship. Well, first off, I think you should do full realignment. I think there should be full realignment within the Power Four. I think there should be like you know how there's NFC, AFC North. I think there should be divisions. Like I actually have a 3-division plan for the Big Ten. I actually have one myself. So like I and that you do that, you play your conference championship then. You know, and also and I think divisionally you could switch up the count. Like Missouri is not an SEC team. That's not a Southern pro. It's not a Southern state. So we need to we need to bring Missouri back to the fold. That's a Midwest state, but you have any thoughts about this UCLA game?
Man, you know what, dude? We all know what happened last time. Nico Amilava visited the shoe, 2 cracked helmets, and a bunch of nothing. But I will say that Ryan Day said, he respects Nico Amilava. If you look at that Penn State game, man, he single-handedly beat that team on the ground and through the air. So he is dangerous. You got to respect him. But I just like this defense too much, man. When you have Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, and Caleb Downs roaming the line, and more than likely Arvell Reese is going to be responsible for Nico Amilava. I like that matchup, and I like Arvell Reese to win that matchup 10 times out of 10, man.
Yeah.
Now, I will say that this could be another opportunity to really figure out this offensive line, because for the Purdue game, it looked like a bunch of the backups were getting in early in the game. It looked like it was a scrimmage.
That was a funny game to watch.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
It was boring. It was boring and funny at the same time. I mean, when I saw what's his name, Nate Ratledge. Nate Roberts is gonna be a really good player one day at Ohio State. He's gonna be a really good player. But I was like, did I just see my team try to give the ball to Max Nate Roberts twice in one drive? Did I just see a three tight ends out wide together? I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, dude. I mean, this is another opportunity for that. I mean, just grind it out the before halftime.
Yep.
Let the starters in for a little bit, and then start playing the backups, or maybe we'll see the same thing they did for Purdue. The backups, get splits with the starters. But dude, I have Ohio State. I think I had Ohio State winning this because I picked the score last night. I think it was 40. I think it was 40 or 42 to 10. Yeah, that was my final score.
Yeah, that's well, doggone, you were right there, basically. So yeah. Jam says it's bad because it locks us into a deal in which we don't have control. It takes it out of the schools and leagues' hands. I don't care about Jam. I don't care about my program having all I care about is, does it put money in Ohio State's pockets, and does it continue Ohio State football being one of the top programs in college football? That's all I care about. And I think, and again, if we again, like when everybody wants these kids to get paid. This is the other side of that. Like you want to be able to continue to get these players because it was gonna happen. And if you haven't noticed, since NIL came up, just like the NFL, the price tag is getting higher every single season. That's what's happening right now. You need to have the funds for it. And along with that, when you have $20 million and just from the NCAA giving for NIL to go for all your sports, you want to be able to have other money to be able to keep the water polo team, the rifle and pistol team,
The water polo team.
Yeah, but that's the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
That like stuff like this is what you use money for.
Yeah.
And so new facilities. God no, Ohio State has the worst on-field turf grass in college football. Like it can be used for things like that. And so no, I don't like at the end of the day, about 2 years ago, I was the guy screaming that I didn't want football to change this much. Well, now I have learned to just accept what the sport is, and this sport is evolving at a rapid pace. This sport is evolving at a very rapid pace. Yeah. Oh, and I there's with Michigan fans and Ohio State fans asking why is Ohio State going with it? Well, that's because Ohio State stays behind the curve. I'm sorry, in front of the curve. Listen, if it's good for the goose, it's good for the gander.
Yeah. Last time I checked, I thought Ohio State wanted to be like Michigan.
Oh.
That's what I heard last night when I was on Cliff and Max show. Somebody put, they really want to be like us.
I don't want to be a 5-loss team.
I mean, sure, inside the rivalry, we want to turn the tide right now, but on the national level, dude, heck no, dude. Like looking at big possibility that there's going to be back to back.
Oh, so Jam. So she says, so you want investors to control our league? They already do. They're called boosters. they control the programs and essentially control the conference.
Dude, that's my when I was talking to my uncle a couple weeks ago, or about a month or so, he was talking about possibly being like, you have NFL owners taking a investment share into college teams, and those owners have the rights to the players, kind of like a farm system.
Yeah.
To be like, okay, you may be playing for this college, but when you get out, you're going to be on the Dallas Cowboys or you're going to be on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kind of that type of shareholder where they have a stake in a college team and they're pouring money into the facilities and to the college in general, but they have the rights to the players that they want.
Yeah. Like I said, but again, this is big business we're talking about here. This is college football. It is what it is, man. I just accepted it, man. It is what it is, and I think as the coaches, athletic directors involved with the sport, I think as fans we need to learn how to do so also. Sadly, my guy Mike Valenti's not able to do that. It ruined the sport for him. but shoot, man. Any last thoughts, man, for in the show here?
Nah, man. You know what? Looking forward to a great weekend of college football. And you know what, dude? I'm about to kick YouTube TV to the curb and get that Fubo 7-day free trial to see how that's going. Because, dude, I can't go another weekend without ABC, ESPN, ESPN2.
Is the game on? It's on Peacock, not NBC, correct?
It's on Peacock, and no, I think it's exclusively on Peacock. I don't.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Russ, this is. Yeah, I got Peacock on my phone, so I can just cast it on there. I'll be all right.
I'm gonna be watching those SEC games as well. I mean, you got a big lineup on ABC.
Well, that's the big reason. Yeah, I need it. I need ESPN. Man, it pissed me off to say I need that, but it's not YouTube's fault.
Yeah,
but
I saw that. But it's kind of like, what are you gonna do? But do you have Disney Plus?
Yeah, my nephew let me use it. I paid him for it.
You can watch the games on there too, man. I don't know
Oh,
what type.
really?
I don't know what type of subscription you have, but when I logged in onto Disney Plus,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I can watch the games on ESPN, ABC, because I was able to tune in to the LSU Alabama game, the Texas Tech BYU game. So give it a look, man. Maybe you're able to
I
do that as
will.
well. But
But shoot, Rob. Appreciate you, man. Again, let everybody know they can find you, bro.
you can find my co-host Peter and I at Buckeyes Battle Cry. Battle Cry is one word. We go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m., bringing you the Bull Stakes college football.
All right, Rob, man. Appreciate
right.
you, brother. You have a good night.
You too. Wait,
Oh, no.
one
What's
more
up?
thing.
I got you back. Yeah, what's up?
Where did you get your ticket from, man? For the Ohio State Michigan game.
My girl's dad has season tickets.
Oh man, that's
Yeah.
man, man, you got the hookup. All right, man, because I'm not gonna pull I don't think I'm gonna pull the trigger on the student section, man.
If you do, I would. If you did that and we won the game, I would storm the field with you.
Are you serious?
I would storm the field. Listen, man. Hey, I'll go to holding for a few hours, get out. That'd be okay.
Yeah, I'm a teacher, so I wouldn't be able to. All right, buddy. All right,
man. Appreciate you, bro. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, man. Shout out to Don B. Always with the jokes, man. Garrison just watched the games at your barbershop. Nah. Why would I do that? I don't want to hear a bunch of stupid guys talk football. Heck no. That's annoying. Highly annoying. But no, man. Don B, man. Glad to have you here tonight, bro. So before we get going here, I'm just gonna read a few things that that I thought were really interesting earlier of yesterday from Ryan Day. One on the recruiting class size, he said he wants to have it flush at all areas. Talked about the disadvantage with the new portal that we have now, the portal entry, that the one-time portal entry that college football has now. And it sucks for teams that, if you have a successful season, it does hurt you in the long run, the further you go in the portal, because you have guys that want to leave and from your program probably, and then you're also behind on trying to get guys. But at the same time, though, I kind of look at that as like, I don't know if you guys play fantasy football, but it's kind of like a waiver, right? And if your team sucks, if you're a bad fantasy football player or owner, and you get that way, that and you're number one on the waiver, you get the pick of the litter first. So I kind of understand it, but I get why Ryan Day says why he says what he says. And then also he said, and because of that, that's going to lead to bigger classes. More than that 30, maybe that 28 to 35 range of recruiting classes. So I did think I thought that was really interesting to hear him talk about that, because Ryan Day hasn't always been big about going in the portal, but I think with the staff that he has now and what he's been able to grow at Ohio State, he's very confident in his development at the program. Right here, talking about Ethan's development, good movement and run game, get him to play at a certain get him to play at a certain time to finish the season. Ethan Aniyanwa, he probably isn't what we thought he would be this year. Of course, we all know we'll start at left tackle in the offseason. He got pushed out of there by Austin Sarabeld, who's been playing awesome this year. And he's been kind of a swing tackle, sometimes playing a guard. And in reality, I mean, Ryan Day, he said, they're still trying to figure out that right guard spot. He said that, yesterday he said that by the end of the day, that position could just be figured out, but I highly doubt that it is. Again, I mean, we talked about it earlier. We talked about it on Monday. You want to have the depth there. You want to, he has the most experience. You want the guy to be better, but I see no value right now in playing specific guys in the offensive line. On Arvell Reese, one of the coolest things Ryan Day said throughout the press conference, said has the mindset of what it means to be a Buckeye, doesn't get distracted with noise, and he focuses on what matters. He's a very quiet guy. He doesn't talk much. It's funny. Like I remember it was a few weeks ago. He did an interview with a young lady, and he don't say much. He's about business. He's kind of like Jeremiah. He's about business. He's about playing football and nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. And it's cool to see. And then when they asked him about like being around a player like that while he's been coaching, and Ryan Day said, he hasn't been around a player like that, and he included Sonny Styles, and I was happy that he said Sonny Styles because Sonny Styles, his play is kind of going under the radar. He doesn't have the sack numbers that he had last season, but he's playing at an elite level. Outside of Arvell, you can't name a linebacker in the country playing better than him. You just can't. And he's another guy, freak athlete, freak monster, just 6'5", 6'5", 248, 245 about, running like a deer, can go side to sideline, can blitz you up the middle, can pancake your pulling guards and tackles. Those Sonny Styles and Arvell Reese, if they finish out the season on a note that they're like consistent on the consistent level they're playing at right now, or if they were to up the level of play they have by end of the season, my goodness, end of the season, you can start putting them up there. One of the best linebackers to come out of Ohio State, and probably one of the better Ohio State duos units. Also shout out to Peyton Pierce, what he doesn't get talked about enough either. And then also, last thing I wanted to talk about here, with the run game, say they're going to keep swinging on it. Say the guys took a step, and keep giving them experience. I like the fact that we have 4 running backs that we can go to. Now, does that mean that two of them we can go to 2 of them consistently? No, but we have 2 guys that we know we can go to consistently, and that's what. And I think that's what's important. Last week, that it was a BS call on Jeremiah, but it was really good to see that run from Bo Jackson, making guys miss, getting upfield, busting it outside, making guys and outrunning guys to the end zone. That was good to see. I thought James Peoples, he's been running really hard over the last month, I would say, for Ohio State. He's also been really effective in the pass game. Again, the extension of the run game for him. So that, I think Ohio State right now, the running back room may not be the best they may not be the best in the country, but they're a pretty well-rounded group of guys that can get it done. You got an upperclassman. James Peoples is a redshirt freshman, and then you got your 2 true freshmen. It's a well-rounded group that does good work on the field. So I'm happy with those guys, and I think I can't wait to see what they do for the rest of the season. Again, last year's Ohio State football team, they averaged 142 rushing yards in the month of November. Right now, this team is around 170. So if they can, again, you gotta finish it out. You gotta progress every week. You gotta win, and that's all that matters, man. One more time from Don B, man. Thanks for the 199 block over hairline dedication. I like that. That's funny, man. But yeah, that's it for tonight, everybody. And before we go, gotta make sure we give a quick message here from the voice of college football. Get your business, product, or service and personal brand to the next level by partnering with the voice of college football, and let's discuss how you also can reach your target market. The voice of college football is a growing network with a large following, so let's find out how we can help you grow with us. Check out the experience of one of our current partners, that being Witness Agency, posted here on the screen, and just like them, we're here to deliver for you. Contact us at sponsorships at vocfb.com. Again, that is sponsorships at vocfb.com today. Well, everybody, thank you again for coming here to Ohio State College Show, the voice of college football. Again, you can catch me on Mondays at 7 p.m. for the Ohio State Primetime Show. And then on Tuesdays, you can catch Mike and I at the same time, or if not, Mike and me sometimes. Wednesdays at 11, you can catch Mark Rogers on the Ohio State Live Show. And then also on Wednesdays at 10:30, you can catch me and Mike at the Late Night Show at 10:30. And of course, the Call Show every Thursday at 7 p.m. Well, my friends, again, appreciate you guys for clocking in here. Have a good evening. And as always, OH, IO.